Hey, so new handle, fingertip strength handle, like so. There is a strap that goes through the holes. There is two holes that go this way through the board. Here one and here one. And then there is the board, and then there is this wooden profile, which purpose is to give you natural grip on it. All right. And then you have this strap that goes here, which purpose is to grab your hand, like so. And then you attach weights to this and you pull. And the pull is on your fingers, as you can see. You're holding this with your fingers. And you can use this with the pulley and with free weights that you lift off the ground, like so. So, I will demonstrate with the pulley. There is a pulley. It's now on the pulley. Then you just put your hand on it, like so. Tighten it. Wrong way around. Put it this way. And tighten it. And then you just do this. So, why this is better than straight board? Okay, let's go in order. Why this profile? All right, and why this whole setup? Let's go first through the whole principle of this thing. The principle of this thing is that when the pulling happens from this point, which is where your fingers are, it directs the force on your fingers. If I would be pulling it like so, it would direct the force on here, not on my fingers. There is no resistance on my fingers if I lift it like this. Like you can see, I can freely move my fingers. So when you do this, the pull happens where your fingers are. So that's that. That's why we have a board system like this. All right, the next thing, this trap here. Why the trap? The trap is there because if you wouldn't have the trap, if you would just do this, would not use the trap, and would use this like this. All right, it can be done. No problem with that. There is a problem with that. That if you do with this like so, without the trap that goes around your handle, this handle tries also to pull this away from your hand. It tries to do also this, which is not prevented by this if you don't use it. So this is it's a harder thing if you don't use this behind your hand, because you have to actually grip it to hold it from slipping, as well as you have to grip it to do this. And also you have to use your thumb to grip it, to squeeze it, because with this, the trap does the function of keeping it in your hand. I can totally let go with my thumb, and this still stays in place. So it gives you better stability to the movement, and also better predictability, meaning that if you do this, the weights this can slip out of your hand even 1 millimeter, and it will somewhat affect where your fingers are, which will create a greater momentum for this, greater force. Like if I exasperate, whatever word, do it more than it would be, like so, it's harder. Harder it is, further away from this point is from this knuckle. Harder it is, because the lever is longer and longer. So if it has slipped out even a millimeter, it's harder. So you want to prevent it from slipping. And this is the trap does that function. All right? There is that. And then we have this profile here. And the purpose of this profile is to keep your fingers from going to flat. Like if I use this like wrong way around, it should be, fingers should be here. But if I use it like this, just to demonstrate. Now you have to create the arch with your fingers, like so. You cannot just do this, because if you do that, it's kind of painful, since in a sense your fingers are overextending. They are like so. Like you wouldn't, if you would have to lift the weight like this, you would not do it like this. You would do it with a bent arm, because the muscle is so stronger there. But now you are kind of forcing your fingers to be flat when you have a flat profile. So you're kind of forcing it to lift things like this, which is a very, very vulnerable position to be with muscles. So that's why that's not good. Also, as I tested this, when you go super hard, super heavy weight with this, your fingers if this is flat, the fingers will kind of like bend like so. They will start to do like this kind of movement when it's too heavy weights and there is too much wiggle room for them to do whatever. So they will snap like this. They will snap like this, which feels super awkward. They will do this kind of motion when you are doing super heavy weights to your strength level, and because there is no that much stability to these fingers, so they will be able to do all kinds of weird movements, which can be painful and also can be super weird feeling, since the point with this would be to do heavy weights. But if you doing heavy weights, you start doing some weird movement with your fingers, it kind of defeats the purpose. So that's why there is this profile to prevent the fingers from doing anything weird. Now they are locked in place with this round profile. They are always like this, like they should be, which is the strongest position. When you think about this, you either lift the dumbbell like this or you lift it like this. The same with the fingers. Do you lift it like this or you do lift it like this? All right? So this forces them to be bent always, which keeps them from doing anything weird. So that's that. So, and also this kind of mimics the Mazurengo handle they have, one which they have. I can put the picture of it here. So here is the Mazurengo handle I was talking about.
Its name is Handle Anti-Top Roll Grip Black. It's $55. So here it is. And then there was the other one, which is Wrist Max Fingers and Wrist Trainer. It's a little bit cheaper. Anyways, this one had this wrap that goes around wraps your hand. Masurenko handle did not have that. I don't know, does this iron part come with the plastic part, but anyways, this is what I was trying to say.
So this is kind of like a cheap version of it that you can make at home. And this is actually super effective. I have been testing this all day. Not all day, but almost all day. And I really like this. And just the other handle like so. And like so. And since you don't have to really think about tightening this, since this is the same trap as is pulling. So the pulling of this trap will already tighten it. So you don't have to separately think of tightening. You just in the beginning make sure it's tight, and then the pulling motion itself will keep this tight. So you do not need a separate mechanism for tightening this, like the Masurenko handle has. So this is kind of like simpler design. But yeah, pretty good handle, not hard to do. Only three different pieces here. I will give you a closer look. So you want to make, like there is this profile, the highest point of the profile is a little bit here. It's not on the center. It's a little bit off the side, because that's where your knuckles are, these knuckles. When you grab this board, these knuckles are not on the center of the board. And these knuckles are the highest point of the grip you are trying to simulate with this. So you make the highest point on the profile where your finger have the highest point. Like so. Alright. There's the handle. Pretty awesome handle. And thanks for watching. Bye.